When I was reading Seeds of Change and I was answering the multiple choice question, I answered question 29 with answer choice B. And I'm going to prove to you that my answer is right and the other answer choices are wrong. So when I answered this question, I used my 7 steps of multiple choice success. I read the question and I first thought, what is this question asking me in my own words? What idea is developed in paragraphs 4 through 7? So in my own words, that's asking me, like, what's the big idea in paragraphs 4 through 7? So I went back and I reread those paragraphs. I'm not going to do that now for the sake of time, maybe in another video. But the answer that I thought of on my own, I jotted over here. Mugumu trees fed and housed people and animals. They were special to the Kikuyu people. Then I went answer choice by answer choice and I proved it right or wrong. And I'm going to prove to you now that answer choice B is right. So A, Wangari and her mother want to plant more trees. If I look back in paragraphs 4 through 9, it did not talk about Wangari and her mother trying to plant more trees. This was the test makers trying to trick you, because we know that later in the text they wanted to plant trees, or at least Wangari wanted to plant trees, but that didn't happen in paragraphs 4 through 7. So I gave that an X. That is not supported by text evidence in paragraphs 4 through 7. That's not the idea that was developed. B, Mugumu trees are important to people and animals. That's very similar to the answer choice I put, and I'm going to prove it with text evidence. And when I mean similar to the answer choice I put, it's similar to the answer that I came up with on my own in this sticky note. But watch now, I'm going to prove it with text evidence. So in the text, it talked about how the monkeys were swinging from the branches, how the geckos and elephants were eating the fruit, how the people were eating the fruit, and how the people believed that their ancestors rested in the shade of the tree. So it was very important to people and animals. So that answer choice, my answer choice, was supported with lots of text evidence. C, Mugumu trees can provide shade to many people. That's those test makers trying to trick you again, because it talked about how the people believed that the trees provided shade to ancestors. That's not saying that the tree provided shade to lots of people. Two different things, trying to trick you, not supported by text evidence. X. Answer choice D. Wangari and her mother think education is important. Tricky. We know that later on in the page, in paragraphs 6 and 7, it talks about Wangari wanting to grow her mind. She wanted to move to Nairobi, to the city, and become a biologist and learn more. But that wasn't the main idea of paragraphs 4 through 7, trying to trick you, because if you didn't read that question carefully, you might fall for answer choice D. But as you can see, my answer choice was right. Answer choice B was supported by text evidence. There was very specific evidence that the tree was important to the people and the animals, and all the other answer choices were wrong.